Tammy. He's gonna sit out there and.
All right.
All right.
Say anything.
All right, I'm gonna call the meeting to order. Let's start with pledge of allegiance. Which where are we?
Oh,
Oh, there, right behind us. All right, ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Awesome. Okay.
Happy 250th.
The invocation. Paul, you want to do the invocation if you'll?
I can, yeah.
I love that.
All right. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for gathering us together. I'd like to say a special prayer for Robert Quillen and bless him and his family, watch over him and help him get healed well. And also want to say a special thanks to the founding fathers that founded this great nation in our 250th celebration, and all the communities that come together, our firemen, our policemen, and everybody who helped make that a reality for all of us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Awesome. Thank you, Paul. Okay, roll call. Nicola here. Mark Bennett.
He's out in Arizona.
Absent. Bill Starnes.
Here.
Paul Reardon.
Here.
James Moulton.
Where's called to work tonight?
Okay. Steve Rhodes. And Justin Fox.
Here.
Awesome. Okay, is there anybody had a chance to look at the June 10th minutes?
I have a motion to pass them.
I'll second it.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion carries. Financial report, Bill?
We do not have a financial report.
Okay, nothing for this.
Defer that to August, as far as, we'll get some of the checks done this week. I will say for financials is, we received $33,000 refund finally from Safer. And we got $35,000 cash from the state for our wildland staffing, so put our checking and savings accounts back up good. We have another $17,000 out right now for Safer also that's pending, so we're actually gonna be in pretty good shape here heading into the long dry spell before taxes start showing.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that's awesome. Perfect. Okay, communications report. We have one here in front of us.
Yes, so, June mainly focused on communication efforts on community preparedness, wildfire prevention, public safety education, operational transparency, volunteer engagement and promotion of community events such as our open house,
Yeah.
fire season beginning, fire restrictions, defensible space, highlighting department training, volunteer accomplishments in the department's 62nd anniversary. Website traffic was actually down. June was 13,085 page views, where May was 14, or excuse me, yeah, May was 14,023, so about 1,000 less than the month prior. Facebook was 48,356 views. And in May, it was 26,466 views. We had 1,703 engagements, 11 net follows again in June. And May was 1,321 engagements, 8 net follows. Next door, 556 members. That's 3 new households, 384 claimed households, and we only had 8 agency posts. I apologize, I was on vacation. For the most part, our community outreach covered the open house, the OSFM structure assessment and prep class, which happened really well while I was gone. I'm really surprised on what they were able to do for that young lady. So basically, we're just going to keep hacking away at it and keep working on the wildfire elevations and the risk reduction and all that kind of fun stuff.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great engagement. You guys continue to make gains every month, so I think that's great. The information's available for the community, and so we really much appreciate it. It's a great job on communication, guys. Okay. Any public comments? Nothing? Okay. Chief's report.
Chief's report's kind of, all this is posted online also. We had 23 calls in June, 10 medical aids, no structures. We've had 2 structures since July 1st though. One MDA, hazardous condition, natural cover fires started taking off. We had a 3 or 4 acre one over there off of Dairy Luke and right over by Paul's house again. Couple of legal burns.
Hotspot, Paul.
And we've been going mutual aid a lot with Central Douglas and other guys too. Couple good intents, which are usually a smoke scare or something similar where they're seeing smoke come up.
Yeah.
And a couple of assists. We went out 4 times helping our neighbors and we got 2 back, so that was good. The training was, we've been really stressing wildland firefighting. Justin has the rope rescue operations. One night was spent on the station cleanup prior to the open house, vehicle checks and safety meeting. I want to say a little bit more about the state class and Justin. I think we talked about it last month, but it was the first time. It was a structure prep class being presented down here, I think in Oregon, but in Southern Oregon for sure. It was hosted in Central Douglas and Winston, and then the exercises were done out here in our area, and they used a house on a starry ridge, the timers, which we've used before for pump demonstrations and drafting, that kind of stuff, and then the house on Florida Valley, which was really awesome when it happened. They went up there, and Justin had set that up before. We have a widow up there that had it. The house is pretty overrun. We've been using it for training stuff, but the state went in there. And we had done some, and their family had done some too, but removing fuel and everything around the house. And by the time it's done, it looks pretty darn good. There's more stuff to be done out there, but it's pretty awesome. It's so awesome.
That's great.
It was a real good benefit. Bill says he wants us to do it at his house, but I don't know if he can pull that.
I had a guy come in, matter of fact, it was a nurse from the hospital came out and he had this machine. And he went in and cleaned up the berry bushes and cleaned everything up. And it just bare dirt underneath all the trees, limbed up the trees out of my wooded area. And forget his name, he's a fireman here. What's his name?
Bo.
Bo.
Yeah.
He does the same thing, so I'm gonna see if I can get him to come out and I can afford maybe a day at a time, you know, and have him work on the rest of the umpteen acres.
Cool.
The firefighters have been doing a lot of stuff. We've got 2 more scholarship applicants that we put in the Safer's reimbursement for the spring term. Brian Guzman finished his EMT certification at UCC. So we had 3 of them just finished their firefighter 1 certification, and then they're stringing through the EMT right now. So it's a really good. So it's all coming to fruition right now. All the hard work that's been going on here for a couple of years, so it's awesome.
That's awesome.
The cadets are training with Justin and our firefighters too. We're counting pretty much the same. Most of them got uniforms, I believe, and they're looking just like our firefighters. We have a couple of them that got into the high school recruit vehicle program, or the.
So there's 2 of them.
There's
The cadets, it's the high school one.
Yeah, and then we have a couple that are in the other recruit vehicle program. So right now, how many do we have here today?
So we have 3 in-school recruit hippos getting paid, and then I have 1 out-of-school recruit hippo getting paid with the potential of 2 others starting soon, out of school.
So what's happened is they're scheduling them in with the wildland staffing. So like today we had 6 people here maybe doing training, and then also doing maintenance and doing vehicle stuff, doing cleaning the station, doing all that stuff, and learning about the fire service.
Yeah, that's awesome. Get them into open meeting.
Let's see here, communication or equipment. We have our radios that we got from a FEMA grant 2 years ago, the 90,000 bucks for the radios. They're finally in service. However, the counties have real trouble with their communication system. They had this huge grant to update it, and ever since they updated it, we got worse than it was before, and they're still messing with it. And I saw they just did a report yesterday that we were part of the test. They've been going around the county testing different sites. They didn't ask us, but they tested out in Fair Oaks, Sutherland, Melrose, the Lookingglass store, and Old Highway 99 at Broccoli, which are all problem areas where we'll be out here just talking on the radio, and one second you're talking, the next second you're not. You're not communicating with anybody. And vice versa, dispatch. We can be communicating and all of us can hear each other, dispatch can't hear us. So it's,
That's weird.
it's turning, people, they're really scared. Our Chiefs Association wrote a letter to the commissioners asking, we're just looking for some state help or something because somebody's gonna get hurt. And not only us, but the sheriffs are out here by themselves out there. They can
Yeah.
go all the way to the coast and they're out there without any communication, so it's
Yeah, which
crazy.
is dangerous.
It's not worth it.
Especially when you guys spend so much money to update it.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. Somebody has to be held accountable.
Yeah. And what's kind of funny is that what's happened is it's ended up now that they're putting a lot of blame back on us, saying that it's our radios and all that kind of stuff, and they're increasing our workload, making us do inventories and serial numbers and searches for every single radio we ever bought, when we bought it, when it was serviced, what's happening, how's it work, everything.
Blame game.
Whatever. It's we got something else to do now.
Yeah.
A little safer inventory, PPE still arriving for new firefighters, and we got another one we're working on right now. The Recruit Hippo, it's a pretty cool program. Some of the program funds safety gear for the kids too, especially during the summer, the boots, helmets, and that kind of stuff. And I think there was something with gas cards too, right? Maybe, or something?
For the in-house, for the in-school, yeah, they can get a gas card. For the out-of-school, they'll be getting hats, boots, that they'll get to take with them. Like when they leave us, they won't have to turn them into us, they get to keep them. And they're getting their own wildland helmet. The same thing, they'll get to take that if they decide to leave us.
Cool.
Uniforms were issued to just about everybody prior to open house, and that was kind of the goal adjustments. And we had the tailoring done by Cindy Marma?
Yes.
I think, yeah. And we got that done. We have a few more things to do, and then changing patches and stuff, but they all looked really good for the open house. It was great seeing. We had a real thorough cleaning here before the open house. No real issues right now. Kellen Nelson is one of our volunteers, and he works for a landscaping company for his real job. So he's been bringing, I don't know if you guys seen the pink trailer that gets pulled around town and stuff.
Yeah.
That's his company. So he gets parked out here every once in a while. He uses all that equipment to take care of all the
That's
ground, so
awesome.
it really helped us out too.
Yeah.
Just on the office stuff, we're planning with our next safer grant stuff and I'm just trying to get all this stuff together right now so we'll be ready to go in November. The new workers' comp invoice arrived. It's gonna be $35.52, which is a little less than what we budgeted for. It's gonna be due July 25th, so I'm gonna have to write that check as soon as, they haven't given me the official invoice, but I got it online. The good thing about that is about 2,000 of it's gonna be subsidized by Safer for the firefighters that are Safer firefighters, and then OSFM pays the workman's comp costs for the $35,000 salary. You guys all have businesses, you guys understand this. That's the payroll for the wildland. So
Right.
the wildland firefighters are way higher risk than even the structured firefighters, so
Yeah.
it's about $1,000 of our bills.
Yeah.
So we'll get some of that back.
Awesome.
The audit's still going on. Teresa Hanford just reached out to me the other day. We have set up another meeting to get going again. She's got more help and her office is bigger, and so we're gonna work to completion. We're gonna get that done this summer. Website's going crazy. A lot of good information there. We got 33,000 back from Safer, like I said. 17 is in there pending right now. And the big deal with that is every 6 months we do an annual financial report or semi-annual and a program report on how many firefighters we got, how many we don't, how it's affecting our response time, and all that kind of stuff. So that's due the 31st. We'll be working on that. The wildland staffing grant came in. That money, it's kind of interesting, gets deposited by Oregon Biz into that old seismic account we had. So I was talking with Tristan. I think we're going to keep doing that because anything that comes from the state goes into that checking account, and I think we're going to keep that for those programs. So it kind of keeps it separate. It's all in our money market, but it's no, it's not. That's in our checking. But anyway, it keeps it separate, so we're actually paying the payroll out of that account.
It's easier to keep it separated.
I think
Keep
so,
track of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
We got hit, there's a new law with Oregon Saves, actually it started last year, but you guys do that too, yeah. So we aren't exempt, so we had to go through all that, and then we're trying to get everybody to opt out because it's just additional payroll costs we're gonna have to.
And they changed it. You used to be able to opt out for your company or your organization, and now every person has to log in and opt out.
Right. So we're going through that now, as a third party, Wheeler, Darcy down at Wheeler's, as long as I send her all the forms, she's gonna take care of that for us, so, that'd be good.
All your people can just go onto the website and just punch in the information and opt out. It takes 5 minutes.
Okay. The volunteer fire capacity grant was submitted, that's supposed to have been, we're supposed to know by the end of July, haven't heard back. We had the open house on the 27th, celebrating our 62nd anniversary. Some stuff right at the end kind of fell through, the helicopter didn't make it because of mechanics and the weather and that kind of thing. And the weather that day, we had little sprinkles and rain. But had a really good participation from the agencies that did. Emily from Douglas County Emergency Management out here. State Fire Marshal sent out a lady that, she's amazing. I'd love to see an employee that likes her job. And she was into it, man. It
Was
was
she?
really great. Oh,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
And
See that enthusiasm?
she's gonna do some stuff for us here in the future. Reach helicopter, their people came out, but the helicopter didn't make it. And 10 Mile and Camas both had setups up here. Workmen's came through with the food. At the end, they were, I think we were supposed to have servers and stuff, but at the end they didn't, so we served in here, and it all worked out good.
Yeah.
They brought in 70 pounds worth of pulled pork and chicken. It was
Oh,
awesome.
wow, that is great.
100 pounds, 50 pounds of pulled pork, 50 pounds of chicken.
Oh, 50 of each? I thought they said 70.
That's awesome.
Uh,
Huh.
Lookingglass Brewery had their trailer out here, and they were serving the Whitetail Ridge Winery. And
They did.
we didn't have, because of the lack of crowd, we didn't have a big sale on that, and we were, Lookingglass Brewery made a check donation far more than what they had planned to donate to us, and then,
Wow.
I think altogether it was a fundraiser for our washer dry system and stuff for the department. I think we got about $800 that day out of it, so it was good for the first time, I think.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe 60 people, citizens were
60
here. I don't
or
know.
70.
Yeah, we had almost as many firefighters and conditioner around.
I know, I drove by and I saw, it was just all people in uniform, and I'm like, well, unfortunately, none of the community showed up, so I'm glad more of the community. I was
Yeah,
gonna
but
pull
it's-
in here and I had
It's
5
good that
minutes.
you have it and you guys
Yeah.
documented it, and I mean, back to just social media presence, it's not, you know, the event happened and you guys were able to document it, and obviously when you have another one, hopefully we'll have the same type of community participation. I mean, as far as businesses around the area, and hopefully we can start, I mean, you'll pick up momentum.
Yeah,
So-
I think that's right, like, we're gonna make a bigger push this year for the trunk or treat at Halloween and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
All
we
great
did pretty good
outreaches.
for last year, and I know
Did
the
really
people
good.
driving from Roseburg to Winston now know that we're here. And there'll be more kids here and
Yeah.
stuff too, so.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Anyway, Workmen's did a great job, Whitetail Ridge, the Grange, we used a lot of their supplies and stuff, and they were here. They wanted to do more, they didn't have to that day, so that was cool. And Justin had all set up before he took out, came in last week. I think he was a little disappointed in the way some of the stuff happened that morning, but everything came out good.
Yeah, you can, there's things you can't control, Steve.
Yeah. The payroll stuff, there's a few things I just added on the bottom line, but I-9s, W4s for all new employees, and because all the seasonal staffing guys are W-2 employees, so we've been doing that. And then budget, the budget is done and everything's done, but I just have to get the forms down there by next Friday, so to the clerk and the county assessor. So let's see, I can't remember. Read what else I wrote. So I guess that's it.
Okay, yeah, all right, great report, thank you, appreciate that. Okay, old business, 2627, the budget adoption resolution, already did that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's over. Fire season start was announced. Website content, is there anything more that we need to, because that was in our communication report. Budget meeting, not,
That was old news.
yep, so I was gonna say, under new business, yep, I'm doing great, so, great that you put me on the agenda, but everything's good, God is good. Let me see, staff grants and FEMA reimbursements, you went through that in your report. Initial expenses,
Yeah, we're starting off a little big in the fiscal year, but not, safe was one of them, but the equipment certifications. This is the time of year when we do our Cascade air system outside, so that was $1,300. And then our air bottles they had to be hydro tested, because it's been 5 years since we got all those, so that went in, that was about exactly the same. No, that was $450. Then, let's see, what was the other one? Oh, the flow test for the SCBA's, that was $1,300. So they all for $1,300 this year for some reason.
wow,
And then our first fuel bill came in again, the first.
How expensive?
3,200, I think, for 400 gallons of diesel and 250 gas, I think, so.
wow, okay.
And hopefully it's going back down.
Yeah, we'll hope. Okay, so the grant funds started.
Yeah.
Already did that. Recruit on HIPAA programs.
Do you want to say anything more about it, Justin? You're the HIPPO guy here.
I think so we've had some frustrations with it, but I think we're finally working through them. Every year there seems to be something that kind of causes some frustration with it, because this is our 3rd year using it. I think it's a really good thing though, because it gets people, like we have a brand new person that just started here because of Recruit HIPPO.
Oh, okay.
Oliver Granadas, I hope I pronounced that right, but he's a high school student that was just in his business class that one of the Recruit HIPPO gals taught that class, and she was talking about a couple of our cadets that went to school with him and said that they were getting ready to start out here, and that's what brought him out. And so far he's been great. He's been here every day. He started Monday, and he's been here every day, and he has a good attitude, and it's just one of those that I like that program, because I know if they did all the paperwork and all that pre-work to get into here, I know
They're
that
gonna be,
do it.
yeah, they're gonna put some effort, yeah,
So it's
which
really
is
nice
great.
that way. And we had another prior volunteer return here recently. She finally moved back into this area, and she's coming back. And we'll just see how far we can take this with Recruit HIPPO. And then now that I found out that we're getting a little bit more worked out on what can happen, like the hats, boots is a huge expense for us, but if I can bring people in through Recruit HIPPO, and then they get to keep their boots, and if they find a department that they like better or that works for them better, and they can take those boots, I mean, more power to them, or at least they get to come in here and have boots and wildland helmet to start. I mean, I wish it was more.
Yeah, but it's better than nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
and what would have happened, a few years ago, they wouldn't have had anything. So I mean, that's a great improvement, and you're giving them something as well as the training and the experience, which is invaluable. And it's great for the community, because it's just giving us potential for staffing and manpower.
Yep.
Yep, which is awesome. That's great. Well, thank you. Thank you, Justin, for all you do there. Fire season, looks like what, May 30th?
Yeah, it started.
Already started. Okay. Upcoming events, training.
Well, I don't know what's coming up anymore.
This Thursday, we're going over Station 3 for our bread and butter drill, structure fire, and initial attack, search, all that kind of fun stuff, incident command. Next week, I was just looking at this too.
EMR.
Yes, medical skills, and then the week after. So one of the things that happened during the open house is Bubba from Lookingglass Brewery talked to me about some potential training on his property. I went out and checked it out yesterday, and we're doing rope scenarios there Thursday.
Oh, good.
Good. Yeah, the gist of it, and then we get back into some more wildland, trying to keep it spread out, but also functional of what we're doing at that time.
Yeah,
So,
improving skills and giving them experience.
I know these guys are doing a lot of training every day here,
Yeah.
and Justin's here. Now that school's over, he's been here quite a bit too, so
Yeah.
they're getting a lot of guidance. And then some of the stuff that they're doing, one thing today they're doing that Tim's champions and management, so they're training them all to run the flagging and all that kind of stuff on our calls and stuff. So those are all support roles that those guys can do for us.
But it's all effective training. I mean, you're creating a depth and an experience pool where these, you know, these people are able to fill in some real emergency roles, which I think is great. Because again, it allows the more qualified people to do the more technical stuff.
Yep.
Instead of out flagging, for example.
Well, so the nice thing is 3 of the recruit HIPPO personnel, one of them being out of school because he just graduated. He was actually one of my fire science students at RHS,
Right.
and that's how he got involved out here.
Plugged in.
And so he's already done all of his firefighter 1 training, he's already done all of his wildland type 2 training. I just got him associated yesterday, so as soon as he has to give me 2 more certifications, then I can apply for his wildland firefighter type 1. I have to wait 6 months from the time that he started with us to go for his structure 1, and then we'll have to TPE him before I push for it, but he already knows that. And then 2 of the in-school cadets were already a part of our cadets, and they were also in the fire science program, so they already kind of have a jump start on it. So they're getting a little bit more in depth, and there's only one that kind of feels like he's lost in the sauce right now because he's never been involved in it whatsoever. So,
Right.
but he's gradually getting into it, and I have some high expectations for him. We'll see how far he goes.
And when you have kids that are motivated, they're doing that, it creates a positive environment because they're all striving to be able to, to be able to meet and match and be able to keep up with one another. So again, it just creates a good competitive atmosphere. When you're only as good as your highest denominator. So if you don't have one, then you've got nothing. So no, that's awesome.
I did, so we have another new volunteer getting ready to start. We have another new volunteer getting ready to come back off of the leaves of absence. Navy's getting ready to come back. He should be here this Thursday. He's another one that we sent to EMT Basic, and he actually went and he had the gastric bypass done.
Oh, yeah.
And so he's lost a ton of weight, and he's excited to come back and start doing stuff again. But then I had another volunteer that showed up the other day. I had a meeting with him the other day. He's actually working for DFPA right now, but he started at another department, and he's specifically wanting to come here because he feels we're more aggressive and there's more opportunity.
Yeah, more training.
So,
Yeah, that's awesome.
I don't know how much of that was fluff and, just trying to butter up the guy that is interviewing him to see if he's a good part here, but.
There's always a little bit of everything.
Proof is going to be in the pudding,
Yes.
but it sounds like you've got a lot of pudding. So.
But I already did a bunch of research on him. As soon as he put in his application, I started making some phone calls,
Yeah.
kind of wondering why he was leaving the department.
Right.
Some of it has to do with the girlfriend, and then, he said he's always been, what was the word that he used? Basically impressed with how aggressive we are and how much space there is to expand and grow here.
Yeah.
So.
Good.
The other one we came back, Leslie Manor, she was a cadet here a long time ago, and then she got the Green Scholarship too, I believe, when she went to Montana State University for ag and agricultural sciences or something. So she's back now and is a student teacher out of Camas Valley Charter High School for the FFA program, and then she's living right here on Daisy Lane again, so
Awesome.
it'll be nice to have her back too.
Yeah, great to have her living here local and
Yeah.
working too.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, thank you guys. President's report, I have nothing to report. Any directors report? Board member comments? Public comments? Okay, next board meeting is going to be August 12th, 2026. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion.
I
Okay.
second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.
Thanks,
All right,
everybody.
7:42.